To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.
Hello my dear grade 9 students. Today we are going to discuss the 17th lesson in your grade 9 science syllabus. So here within this lesson part, my dear children, we'll be mainly focusing about the process of lightning. So I think you already know what is lightning, right? In grade 7 also we have studied about certain things regarding lightning. Over there we discussed about that lightning is going to occur mainly because of the static electrical charges which is getting generated by the clouds upon rubbing those things each other. And my dear children, static electrical charges are the main reason for the occurrence of lightning. However, my dear children, that's how the lightning is going to occur now. However, my dear children, there is a adverse effect of lightning as well. Because of lightning, different kinds of severe disasters will occur within our environment. I mean, like when you take the animal lives and human lives, human and animal lives may lost because of the lightning process. It's because that huge amount of energy is getting released to the environment from a lightning bolt. Okay, so within this lesson part, my dear children, mainly we are focusing about the process of lightning and also what are the types of lightning that can be seen within our environment. And you know that usually the lightning process is going to happen because of the static electrical charges, but however we'll be discussing even more further within this lesson part how does the lightning is going to occur. Okay, then my dear children, we'll be discussing different kinds of accidents that can happen because of the lightning, right? So under that we'll be mainly discussing what are the types of lightning strokes that can be, right, that can be identified or that can that can happen or that can occur to a certain person or to a certain animal. Okay, types of lightning strokes. And my dear children, finally we'll be discussing about the things that we can follow up in order to minimize the risk of getting lightning. And also if a person has been hit with a lightning stroke, what are the remedies and what are the first aids that we can provide to that person. Okay, then my dear children, finally after finishing all of those theoretical parts, we'll be discussing about the questions related to your textbook, right? Then after that, my dear children, some extra questions as well. So stay with me till the end of the lesson. We're going to go thoroughly with the lesson part, lightning accidents. And my dear children, we'll be finishing up the lesson by doing questions as well. Right. So like I said, the 17th lesson in your grade 9 science syllabus, my dear children, is going to reflect about lightning accidents. Okay, we'll be discussing about these lightning accidents. So let's see what are the main topics that we are going to discuss within this lesson part then. So first of all, my dear children, like I said, we'll be discussing how lightning is going to occur within our environment. What are the reasons for the occurrence of lightning? So you already know that I also gave some explanation in the previous slide for you guys, just a simple discussion, just a simple brief that the lightning is going to occur mainly because of the, right, lightning is going to occur mainly because of the, right, static electrical charges generated among the clouds. So these static electrical charges, huge amount of static electrical charges can jump from cloud to a cloud, from cloud to atmosphere, or from cloud to the ground. So that kind of an that kind of a phenomena, or this kind of an electrical charge which is going to jump from one cloud to another place is simply referred as a light process of lightning. Okay, so my dear children, we'll be discussing how does the lightning is going to occur, right, in detail first of all, right? Then my dear children, we'll be moving on to the types of lightning. What are the types of lightning, right? I mean, like, you know that now within the first part we'll be discussing about the lightning process. Then my dear children, we'll be discussing how does the what are the main types of lightning that can be observed within our environment. Can you remember I told you that there can be three types of lightning, like lightning from one cloud to another, lightning which is going to happen from cloud to an atmosphere, okay, then lightning that can occur between the ground and the cloud, okay. So like that way there are several types of lightning. So we'll be learning about those types of lightning in the second topic, okay, second main topic. Then my dear children, we'll be discussing about the lightning and thunder. So what is thunder, my dear children? You know about the lightning now, right? So that static electrical flash which is coming towards the ground, okay, from a cloud is referred as lightning, okay. So sometimes it may come to our atmosphere or else to a different cloud, but usually lightning means some kind of an static electrical charge which is coming towards the ground. So what is thunder then? Thunder is the sound given out because of the process of lightning, okay. That heavy noise, the heavy sound which is given out by the lightning is referred as the thunder. So we'll be discussing about the lightning and thunder within our next topic, my dear children, okay. Then after that, prevention of lightning accidents. How to prevent by lightning accidents? So like I said, my dear children, during the start of our lesson, we'll be discussing about details, how does the lightning is going to occur, what are the types of lightning, and what are the hazardous conditions that may arise due to lightning. Then after that, our first and foremost idea is to how to avoid these things. We are learning to get the knowledge about the lightning. Then by using that knowledge, my dear children, we are going to avoid, right, or we are going to minimize the risk of getting lightning, okay, because we know the things that we have learned now. So that means we have a sound idea about the process of lightning. So by using that knowledge, we can avoid the risk of getting lightning, my dear children, okay. So we'll be utilizing the knowledge from the lesson in order to avoid the risk of getting lightning, right. Then after that, finally, my dear children, first aid for a person struck by a lightning. We'll be learning about the first aids that should be given to a person that has struck with a lightning bolt, okay. So sometimes, my dear children, even though we are going to be even though how much we are going to be safe, right, sometimes in rare cases lightning may strike. So in that case, we should know how to give the first aid for that kind of a person. So finally, we'll be learning about how to give first aid for a person who is struck with lightning. So these are the main topics that we are going to discuss on today, my dear children, okay. So this is a very short lesson, short and sweet lesson, okay. There's no that much of big deal in here. You already know several types of things which is included over here. However, we'll be discussing somewhat thoroughly within this lesson part what kind of a thing is lightning and the other information related to lightning. So stay with me till the end of the lesson, right, like in the previous ones. So we'll be learning and we'll be getting knowledge about the process of lightning well then, okay. So let's head on to see the first and foremost topic which needed to be discussed. So before that, okay, so first of all, we'll be identifying what is lightning now. So before that, let me take you to this newspaper, right, article. So let's see what is that. So you are given with a point, recall what you have learned about the accidents caused by lightning in grade 7. Pay your attention to the newspaper headlines on loss of lives and property caused by bolts of lightning. So you know that, my dear children, okay, lightning contains or lightning has large amount of energy. electrical energy. So when this electrical energy is getting come in contact with other surfaces or other objects, several kinds of disasters may occur to that object, that particular object. If the object is a person, then definitely the loss of lives can occur or may occur. Sometimes, right, if the loss of life will not occur, sometimes, my dear children, then the person will have, serve disabilities, or else the accident is going to be disastrous. It's mainly because lightning carries large amount of energy. Okay, so a person or else an object will not be able to bear that amount of electrical energy. So definitely the object or the person will get hurt for sure. Okay, so these are several accidents which is given under newspaper and articles, my dear children. So first of all, given with a larger one in here, see, the date is given 2016 April 9th. Okay, Daily News. Female elephant and the baby elephants caught in lightning. So as you can see here within the diagram, my dear children, all of these guys are dead now, right, because of the lightning process. Let's see what are the things given here. So Central Anuradhapura specialist, right, the Gamini Jayasinghe, he was the person who wrote this thing. So a female elephant with her 3 baby elephants were suspected to be dead with lightning. The dead bodies were found in Mahalachya police area. So as you can see here, 3 baby elephants and a female elephant died because of lightning. So 4 animals were killed because of the lightning bolt. So 4 animals means, now you know that elephants are large animals, no? So in order to kill these kinds of animals, my dear children, heavy amount of energy is needed. So killing 4 of them means then very large amount of energy. Okay, extremely large amount of energy then. Right. So my dear children, now let's head on to see the next article. So imagine how much of an energy is needed. Okay, these articles are just given for you guys to check the amount of energy, right, which is getting released during a lightning bolt. So let's see another one in here. Okay, here it is given another one. Rupavahini transmission struck due to lightning at Pidrutalagala. Okay, loss of 20 lakhs to Rupavahini. 20 lakhs, loss of 20 lakhs. See, this was on 2005, 29th of April. Okay, 29th of April, 4/29. See, so earlier it was loss of lives. Now damage into properties, right? So this is a transmission area, Rupavahini transmission area at Pedrutalagala. So over there, right, a lightning has struck, and because of that, my dear children, what has happened here is 20 lakhs was the total loss that occurred to the Rupavahini. So during that time, in 2005, 20 lakhs means huge amount of money, right? So when you compared with the nowadays, right, you know that with the inflation, right, the amount or the value, monetary value of the money in Sri Lankan rupees has got reduced up to somewhat level now. But however, during 2005 was not like that. So 20 lakhs means huge amount of money during 2005. So it's a heavy amount of loss for the Rupavahini Corporation, right? So loss of properties and economical losses. Then in here, let's see another one. So 2005, right, 10/3/2005, let's see. Heard a burst with a big sound. My son Vipula was found dead near the doorway. So death of a 12-year-old student in Tissamaharamaya, mother witness. So lightning came along with the trip switch. Another one given in here. Okay, 17/10/2003. Lightning came along the trip switch. So here, one thing given in here, my dear children, 12-year-old boy or else 12-year-old student, right, in the Samaram area died because of the lightning. So mother was the person, right, who has witnessed the incident. So as you can see here, when you go through with these headlines and news articles, my dear children, you can clearly see that the lightning bolt is having large amount of energy, which has the ability, okay, which has the ability to kill, like, several elephants even, okay, and also it can damage to serve, it can give damage to different properties at a serve condition, like, within lakhs, or sometimes in even more than that, like in millions. So loss of properties with loss of lives can be observed during the lightning accidents. So there is a specialty among these lightning processes or else these lightning incidents, my dear children. So as you can see here this article is on April month. This article, that was also on April month. This one, right, is on 10th, right, 10th month. This is also on 10th month. So usually, can you see that when you observe in these things, on month 4 and on month 10 and 11, like the, like that, now this is in the later part of the month, 10th month of the year, right? Later part means, my dear children, more than half, right? I mean, like, this on 17th, no. So the specialty here is that when you take the lightning, when we consider the country Sri Lanka, there is a certain time period which the lightning strikes are going to be abundant for Sri Lanka. So April is a month like that, mainly because of the intermonsoonal rains. Okay, intermonsoonal rains. These things are also referred as convectional rains. So because of the convectional rains or else intermonsoonal rains, my dear children, there is a high possibility of getting lightning strikes. Even the meteorological department, right, even the meteorological department is going to instruct for you guys to turn off the televisions, to turn off the electrical equipments, right, during the time period of April to May. Okay, so it's mainly because of the intermonsoonal or else convectional rain time period. During that time, for Sri Lanka, will be receiving large amount of lightning strikes. So during that time period, my dear children, there is a high risk of getting lightning. Okay, and lightning accidents are also going to be, right, very high, and I mean, like, more amount of lightning accidents could be observed during that time period. As you can see here within the articles of these given, you can clearly observe that most of the times these lightning strikes occurred during the time period of April, right? So my dear children, as you can see here, our main, now by just looking at these news articles, you can get a idea that this lightning is, right, even though it is a simpler thing, I mean, like, it's going to happen according to a simpler method, no, because of these electrostatic charges. However, the thing is that the amount of electrostatic charges generated within the lightning process is going to be very high. So therefore, large amount of energy is coming towards the earth, right? So even though it is generated by simpler methods, the energy which is carrying by a certain lightning bolt is going to be very high. So therefore, it's very important to be safe from these lightning strikes. So let's head on to see what are the other things given then. So lightning causes loss of human, animal and plant life. Only a small part of the accidents brought about by lightning are reported by mass media. So like I said, my dear children, lightning, because of lightning, loss of lives, loss of plants, and also loss of different properties can occur because of the lightning. However, the other thing is that because of lightning, if a certain condition is going to occur, then within mass media, right, we won't be able to listen those things like quite often. I mean, like if the accident is not that much heavy, then those things are not getting to mass media. For a simple case, my dear children, let's imagine that now during lightning, right, we'll imagine that our television is going to burn up, or else our television is going to struck with lightning and it's not going to work, or it's going to burn up. So that kind of a condition is not getting reported on mass media because it is just a simple incident. No. However, if it is a simple incident for when it is a simple incident when considered in the whole country, but however for us it's going to be huge. I mean, it's a huge loss, right? So in mass media, my dear children, very less amount of accidents. I mean, like if the accident is huge, if the condition or the disaster is huge, I mean, like if a certain person has got died, or else if there is a huge loss of properties, then that incident will be given to the mass media. Otherwise, it will not be reported for sure. So therefore, we'll be able to get some information only about few incidents when you consider lightning accidents from mass media. Okay, so there can be other several minor cases. Okay, so only major cases are getting reported in mass media. Right then, so remember, lightning strikes are very dangerous. It can create damages to properties, animals, and also plants and humans too. Okay, so lightning claims loss of lives and property not only in Sri Lanka but also in other countries. Now, this is not common for Sri Lanka, my dear children, right? This is not going to happen only for Sri Lanka, but these things are going to occur like in each and every country all around the world. You can observe this kind of incidents. Okay, it's not common to Sri Lanka. Okay, so these accidents can occur in each and every place of the entire world, right? So let's see the next one then. So in here, within the third point, now you are given with certain incidents or certain examples where the lightning strikes is going to occur within different countries. So let's see. In United States of America, it's reported that 100 deaths and nearly 500 get injured within 1 year by lightning accidents. So in America, my dear children, United States, in USA, so it's reported that 100 deaths, okay, and 500 got injured within 1 year by lightning accidents. So huge amount, right? 100 deaths and 500 getting injured, right? This is the average value within 1 year. So it has been observed that many lives were lost due to negligence of the precautions for preventing lightning accidents. Now the issue is that, okay, in here the issue is that now we know that lightning is dangerous. Okay, we know that lightning can take our lives. However, people are neglecting that thing. I mean, like people, they don't even try to stop or avoid these conditions. So negligence of the people is the main reason for the occurrence of these kinds of lightning accidents, right? So we have to be aware of the things that is going to happen within our environment, and also if we are being aware of those things, then we should be able to avoid the bad effects given out by those incidents, right? So that's our responsibility. Prevention is better than the cure, my dear children, right? So it's our responsibility to avoid these conditions if you know it's going to happen, right? If you know it's going to happen, then it's our responsibility to avoid such kind of things. Now, like I said, during April time period, during the intermonsoonal rains, if the lightning strikes are going to be more often, then it's our responsibility to cut down means like remove the plugs of all the electrical equipments, and if can, turn down the trip switch or the main switch of your house and remove all the plugs for sure, and be safe in a closed environment. So by that way, you can minimize the risk of getting damages. So that's our responsibility then. So, but however, the thing is that people are neglecting these things, my dear children. So that's the main reason for occurrence of this kind of serve disasters. Okay, so it is given that people are the main reason, right? Those people, right, are the main reason. Neglecting is the main reason for the occurrence of this kind of serve disasters, right? So let's see what are the other things given then. Therefore, it is important to have an understanding about the lightning. There are seasons in which the lightning accidents are more frequent. To investigate into it, do the assignment. Right, so let's head on to see what are the other things here. Now, other things means now it is given in the last point, my dear children. We have to do an assignment to find out the most frequent months which the lightning is going to occur. So let's do the assignment and we'll study about what are the months which we can observe lightning in more frequently. Okay, right. So the assignment: collect information regarding lightning and thunder occurred in this year. Note down the months in which the lightning activity is highest. Now actually, my dear children, okay, if you take the lightning accidents, now even we have discussed in the previous thing, right? Can you remember in the previous slide we have discussed that more frequently the lightning strikes are going to occur during the intermonsoonal time period. So I told you that usually this intermonsoonal time period is going to occur within the month of April. These rains are also referred to as convectional rains. So convectional rains, during the convectional rains, okay, the lightning strikes are going to be more frequent for Sri Lanka, my dear children. So it's your responsibility now to find out the time period which the intermonsoonal rains are going to occur. Okay, so find out. Now you can use mass media, or you can Google these things, or else you can use the internet to find out details about the lightning strikes and accidents happen in Sri Lanka. By that way, you collect several information and find out what are the time period that we can observe lightning in more frequent. Okay, it's your responsibility to do these things, my dear children. Because if you are following these things and if you are doing these things, that means, my dear children, these things will be remained in your mind for a long time period, as those things are being conducted by you guys. You're the ones who are going to investigate. Okay, so therefore it's your responsibility to do these things. Okay, it's your responsibility. So I told you about one time period, especially within the April month. Like I said, during the convectional time period, my dear children, during the convectional rains, definitely lightning is going to occur. Okay, right. So I hope that you will continue with the assignment, my dear children, and you will find out more details about the lightning, right? And the lightning strikes on the time period where the lightning is going to occur more frequently. Okay, now let's head on to see the other contents. So like I said, my dear children, okay, if you have done the assignment before, this slide. So you know that you can pause this video, and I hope that you have completed or you have found out these details. So check whether the details which you have got is going to tally with the details given in here. Now let's see. So according to above newspaper reports, it has been observed that the lightning activity is at its peak in the months of March, April and October, November. So between 3rd to 4th months and 10th to 11th month. Can you remember? 10th month and the 4th month during those newspapers, we can clearly observe. Let me take you to those things. Let me take you to that previous newspaper article. See, here the month is 10th. Here the month is 4. Here the month is once again 10. And here the month is given under here, see, 4. So 10th month and 4th month, lightning strikes are more frequent. So as you can see here, according to the above newspaper reports, it has been observed that the lightning activity is at its peak in the months of March, April and October, November. Meteorologists call those two periods intermonsoons. So like I said, my dear children, these time periods are referred to as intermonsoonal time periods. So we receive rain usually during these time periods because of the intermonsoonal rains, right? Because of the intermonsoonal, right, rains, we receive rain or we receive water within these months, my dear children. With that, not only rain, with that, my dear children, we receive plenty of lightning strikes as well. Okay, so during intermonsoonal time period, starting from 3rd to 4th month of the year, that means March to April, and from 10th to 11th month of the year, October, November time period, plenty of lightning strikes will come down to the earth, I mean like to our Sri Lanka. So therefore, it's our responsibility to be safe from these lightning strikes as much as possible during these time periods, during these intermonsoonal time periods. Okay, so in these intermonsoon periods, the temperature of the atmosphere close to the earth is high. So other specialty here is that, my dear children, during this intermonsoonal time period, the temperature of the atmosphere close to the earth is going to be very high, right? Atmospheric temperature is going to be very high, which is near to the surface of the earth. Okay, blowing of wind is low. This increases the amount of water vapor in atmosphere. This water vaporizes up and also get cooled, forming clouds. Cumulonimbus is the type of cloud that contribute most to lightning. Generally, they are located at a height of about 15,000 meters from the ground level. So cumulonimbus clouds are the main reason for the creation of lightning. These nimbus clouds are getting created because of increasing the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. Why does the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere is going to increase? Because, my dear children, during this time period, the temperature of the atmosphere close to the earth is high, no? So because of having high temperature, more amount of water vapor is going to be evaporated to the atmosphere. And also the other thing is that wind which is going to blow is also getting low. So the water vapor is not getting spreaded. Okay. So because of that, my dear children, cumulonimbus clouds are getting created. These cumulonimbus clouds are the main reason for the occurrence of lightning, right? So in order to occur all of these things, right, there should be low amount of wind and the temperature of the atmosphere close to the earth should also be high. So these two factors are getting satisfied during the intermonsoonal time period. Okay, so that will create nimbus clouds, a type of cloud that contribute to lightning. Okay, so these cumulonimbus clouds are generally located at height of 15,000 meters from the ground level. So from the ground level, it is located at an altitude of 15,000 meters then, right? So these cumulonimbus clouds are the main reason for the occurrence of lightning then, right? Okay. So you are given with two figures to indicate the cumulonimbus clouds. So I think you have already seen these kinds of clouds, my dear children. If you check the sky, right, in a warm sunny day, then you can clearly observe this kind of a figure or this kind of a, right, image. So this refers to the cumulonimbus clouds. So that's the real figure or else a real picture taken from the sky regarding the cumulonimbus cloud. So this is just a drawing of a cumulonimbus cloud, my dear children. So these clouds are the main reasons for the creation of lightning and also that heavy amount of rain. Okay, right then. So you are given with another assignment then. Let's see. Observe continuously the changes taking place in a cumulonimbus cloud formed in the afternoon during the intermonsoonal period and observe the following: general increase in height, flattening of the top, getting darker from the bottom to top. So this can only be observed during the intermonsoonal time period, my dear children. Okay, so during the intermonsoonal time period, make sure to do this assignment then. So what you have to do here is you have to observe a nimbus cloud from, from time into an interval to a time interval, right, from daytime period to evening till the rain is going to come. Check a good cumulonimbus cloud, okay, then look at that one, then observe the features of it. So what are the features that you need to observe? General increase in height. How does the height is going to increase? So you have to check and note it down, right? Then flattening of the top. What will happen to the top? Usually cloud is like this, no? A cloud is like this usually. It has like circular shape like this. However, these nimbus clouds are not like that. At the top it's getting flattened like this, then after that you can observe the shape of the cloud, right? So what you have to do is you have to monitor how it's going to flat like this, right? Flatten of the top, you have to observe it. So let me take you to the previous slide once more. As you can see here, can you see that in here it's getting flattened? See, from here now it's getting flattened. Now this nimbus cloud is still getting flattened. Now this area you can clearly observe that the top is getting flattened, right? Generally getting flattened, and it is getting converted to these areas as well. Okay, then third one, getting darker from bottom to top. Now how it is getting darker? Okay, getting darker from bottom to top. You have to observe that thing also. So we'll be able to do this activity or do this assignment only during the monsoonal time period, my dear children. So make sure to do this thing, right? Make sure to do this thing and investigate about these facts regarding the cumulonimbus cloud. Okay, so I hope that you will follow up with the assignment and you will do it at your home, my dear children. And the specialty here is that if you do and if you follow out these assignments, then only you can remind these details. So these details are very important, right? It's because, my dear children, now when you study these things by your own, right, these things will be reminded in your mind for a long time period. Okay, so it's important to do follow up these assignments and do by your own. Okay, so I hope that you will follow up with the assignment and you will do it at your home. Okay, right. So what you have to do, you have to collect these facts, okay, by taking a certain this kind of a cumulonimbus cloud, right? Then, so we have learned the basic things regarding the lightning process. How does the lightning is going to mainly happen? Okay, I mean, like the source of lightning. We got an idea about the source of lightning and during which time period does the lightning is going to occur more frequently. Okay, so we studied that cumulonimbus clouds are the reasons for the occurrence of lightning, and during the intermonsoonal time period from 3 to 4th month and from 10th to 11th month during an year, lightning processes or lightning strikes are going to be very high. It's because of the intermonsoonal time periods, and we discussed that high temperature on the surface of the earth, low wind blowing, and increase in the moisture or the water vapor in atmosphere are the main reasons for the occurrence of cumulonimbus clouds. Cumulonimbus clouds are the ones which is going to create lightning strikes. Now, my dear children, we'll be coming on to the first main topic, right? The first main topic. Now, previously we have got a certain idea on creation of lightning. Now we are going to study how the lightning is going to occur, my dear children. Okay, now let's see the first and foremost topic then, how lightning occurs, right? How the lightning is going to occur. So clouds contain crystals of snow and tiny droplets of water. Inside the cloud, so it should be inside, right? Inside the cloud. So there is a small bit of an issue, right? In your textbook also will mention it as inside, right? So inside the clouds, wind blows fast from the bottom to the top. This makes crystals and water droplets rub each other. Now it's given how does the static electrical charges are getting generated within the clouds, my dear children. So especially this is available for cumulonimbus clouds. I mean, in more often this is available in cumulonimbus clouds. So what will happen here? Clouds contain crystals of snow and tiny droplets of water. We know that already, right? Usually clouds contain these things, crystals of snow and tiny droplets of water. So inside the clouds, wind blows fast from bottom to the top. From bottom to the top, wind is blowing quite fast within the cloud. So this will result in making crystals and water droplets getting rubbed each other. Okay, this will result rubbing process of these crystals and snow particles each other. So upon rubbing, you know that when a certain material is getting rubbed each other, when certain materials are getting rubbed each other, what will happen, my dear children? You know that definitely static electrical charges are going to be generated. Okay, so because of this rubbing, electrostatic charges are formed in the crystals and water droplets. Recall what you have learned about the electrostatic charges in grade 7. So you already know that, okay, during grade 7 we have studied that, right? So can you remember we got several, right, pieces of amber, then we got polythene sheets, ebonite sheets, PVC rods, and we rub them by using different materials like wool, cloth, polythene papers, then silk cloth, and like that way, even in our hair. So when you rub these materials on a certain surface, and when you bring small materials like rigiform balls near to it, what will happen? Definitely, my dear children, those smaller particles or those smaller rigiform balls will get attracted towards those objects. It's mainly because of the static electrical charges which is getting generated, right, on the materials upon rubbing. So when particles are rubbed each other, static electrical charges are getting generated. Okay, you already know that. So these static electrical charges are the main reason for the creation of lightning as well. Okay, so let's go further. There are two types of electrostatic charges, positive and negative. It has been discovered that in a cumulonimbus cloud, right, in a cumulonimbus cloud, positive charges accumulate in upper region, whereas negative charges get collected in the lower region. So the other thing is that, my dear children, if you take a cumulonimbus cloud, it has been investigated and it has been shown that usually in a cumulonimbus cloud, positive charges get collected in the upper region, and my dear children, negative charges get collected in the lower region. Now in a cumulonimbus cloud, what will happen? Now upon rubbing, my dear children, you know that static electrical charges are getting generated. Specialty here is that there are two types of static electrical charges. So if the charges are same, then these materials are going to repel each other. If the charges are different, then those things are getting attracted each other. Specialty in cumulonimbus cloud is that when the wind is blowing, right, from bottom to top in a cumulonimbus cloud, these particles are getting rubbed each other. Specialty here is that the charges which are getting generated in cumulonimbus cloud is different to each other. That means at the top, right, at the top, what will happen? At the top, I mean at the upper part, positive charges are getting accumulated and negative charges are getting accumulated or getting collected at the negative charges are getting accumulated at the bottom of the cloud. So at the top, see, at the top, positive charges and negative charges at the lower region or at the bottom. Now it's going to be a disastrous moment then. So because of the plus and minus nature among the two materials, large amount of potential difference is getting created, right? So when this potential difference is going to be high, very high at a certain moment, static electrical charges will definitely come from higher potential to a lower potential. So this flow of electrostatic charges from higher potential to a lower potential is the one which is referred as lightning in simple. Okay, right. So let's see the other things. So this is how the charges are getting accumulated. Upper part positive, lower part negative. This is a cumulonimbus cloud then. The air in a cloud is an insulator. Hence, electrical charges do not flow easily through air. Therefore, a large amount of electrical charges accumulate in the upper and lower regions of a cloud. So, the other problem is that, my dear children, there is air in between. No. So, air is an insulator, right? Air is an insulator. So, if it is an insulator, it will not be able to conduct these static electrical charges. So, therefore, more and more electrical charges are getting collected at the either sides, top and bottom. So, when the amount of charges are getting generated, it's going to be increased from time to time. The potential difference between the two top and bottom areas are going to be also increased. Okay. So, finally, what's going to happen? Finally, my dear children, right, at a certain instance, when this potential difference is going to be very high, lightning strikes are going to occur. So, let's see. When very large amounts of charges are developed like this, a moment will arise where electricity can flow even through air. then a jump of electrical charges or an electrical discharge occurs. This phenomenon is known as lightning. So, cumulonimbus cloud will not be able to bear the amount of charges, extremely large amount of charges which is getting generated at the either sides, top and bottom. So, at a certain instance, what will happen? The charges which are getting generated. Now, the other thing is that, my dear children, these charges are opposite to each other. So, therefore, right, therefore, what will happen? Because of the opposite charges, these opposite charges are going to show a huge amount of an attraction. So, when the charges count is getting increased from time to time, the potential difference between the top and bottom areas are also going to increase. So, while increasing the potential difference, static electrical charges will have or will get an ability to move even through from insulated air. So, this discharge of electrical charges from one place to another within a cloud like this is referred as the lightning. Okay. However, in order to happen a lightning process like this, right, there should be large amount of static electrical charges. That's why I told you that especially these kind of things are going to happen within the cumulonimbus clouds, because these clouds are much larger and a heavy amount of static electrical charges could be generated within the cumulonimbus clouds, my dear children. So, this is how the lightning is going to occur. Okay, so I hope that you got the idea on the occurrence of lightning then. Right, my dear children. So, this is how the lightning is going to occur. So, I hope that you got the idea how does the lightning is going to occur. So, like I said, my dear children, it's very important to have nimbus clouds or cumulonimbus clouds during the lightning. So, most of the times, because of having cumulonimbus clouds, the lightning is going to occur. Now, my dear children, that is why it is that is why mainly during the intermonsoonal time periods, these lightning strikes are going to be more frequent, because at that time period, more amount of cumulonimbus clouds are getting generated in our atmosphere because of the low wind blow and high temperature around the surface of the atmosphere, right? I mean, like near the earth's surface, near the atmosphere, right? Near the earth's surface, the atmosphere has very high temperature, right? So, therefore, my dear children, what will happen? Therefore, gradually, right, the water particles will get evaporated from the ground and nimbus clouds will get generated. So, specialty here is that this change in climate can be observed during the intermonsoonal time periods, right, from October to November and from March to April. So, this time period we can clearly observe the occurrence of nimbus clouds. So, these nimbus clouds then what will happen? Will create different static electrical charges when rubbing snow and water particles inside it. So, the rubbing of these particles mainly going to happen because of the wind blow within the clouds. So, top part, the specialty here is that top part of the cloud will generate positive static electrical charges. The bottom part of the cloud will generate negative static electrical charges. And the other issue here is that now, in between positive and negative charges, my dear children, there is air. Right, there is air. So, air is an insulator. So, these charges will not have the ability to travel through the cloud. So, in that case, my dear children, what will happen? Charges will get accumulated more and more within the cloud, within the cumulonimbus cloud. So, therefore, what will happen at a certain instance, when the time is going to pass by, accumulation of the charges are also going to increase. So, at a certain instance, what will happen? There is going to be certain amount of charges which the nimbus cloud can bear. So, that when increasing that amount at a certain instance, definitely these static electrical charges will flow from higher potential to a lower potential. So, this flow or this discharge of static electrical charges is the one which is referred as the lightning. This is the one which is referred as the lightning, my dear children. So I hope that you got the idea of lightning and how does the lightning is going to happen, my dear children. So that's why I told you that in the beginning of our lesson, when I was starting this lesson part, that's why I told you that lightning strike is going to carry large amount of energy. Now, as you can see here within the figure, you can understand that, right? That's why it has large amount of energy, right? It's even enough, this electricity even enough to flow even through air. Air is a good insulator, but still it is going to flow because, my dear children, because of the high potential difference which is getting created at the either sides. Okay, if the potential difference is going to be very high, then particles will try to flee from one place to another, from high potential to the lower potential. Okay, so my dear children, imagine how much is the energy which is going to carry by these lightning strikes. It's going to be very huge. So it's very important to be safe, especially during these intermonsoonal time periods from lightning. Okay, so I hope that you got the idea of lightning and how does the lightning is going to occur in our environment, and what are the months which the lightning is going to occur in Sri Lanka in more frequent, right? So within that part, by discussing that part, my dear children, I'm going to finish up this chapter. So within this chapter, we discussed mainly how does the lightning is going to occur. So in our next chapter, my dear children, we'll be discussing about the types of lightning. What are the main types of lightning? Okay, and we'll be discussing under that, right, the types of lightning and which type of lightning is more dangerous for the people or for the lives, right? So we'll be discussing those things in our next chapter then. So I hope that you will stay with me with that till the end of our lesson then. Okay, so I'm going to finish up this chapter now, and in our next chapter we'll discuss about the types of lightning then.
To watch these important lessons, subscribe to DP Education's YouTube channel right now. Click on the bell icon to stay updated on the latest lessons. Sri Lanka's largest free online school, DP Education.